Sheriff Deputy Rick Grimes wakes up from a coma to learn the world is in ruins and must lead a group of survivors to stay alive. Hello everyone, welcome to another TV show review. And this time it's on the TV show The Walking Dead. This was a TV show that ran from 2010 to 2022. It won 2 Primetime Emmys, had another 85 wins, and another 239 nominations. And the main cast in this, the ones that were in this the most, is Andrew Lincoln, Norman Reedus, Melissa McBride, Lauren Cohan, Christian Silitos, Josh McDermott, Danae Gurira, Seth Gilliam, Ross Marquand, Chandler Riggs, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Alana Masterson, Corey Payton, Stephen Yeun, Cooper Andrews, Sonequin Martin Green, Eleanor Matsura, and Nadia Hilko. Alright, so you guys want to know why I haven't done a review for a couple of weeks? This is why. If I was going to do a review on this, I had to see this as a whole. This was my next one in the list. Oh yes. And I was contemplating, should I do an update, letting them know what's coming, but what's coming at least. I didn't want to say what the title was, but I was like, should I tell them that I'm working on a TV show? Then I was like, you know what? No, because even then, I want that to be a surprise. I like having these reviews as a surprise to the viewer. That way, you guys could be like, oh my god, he's doing this? Oh my god, he's doing that? Yeah, a surprise. And yeah, I'm really sorry for not doing reviews for a few weeks. But yeah, no, I needed the time to watch this. It was 11 seasons. The first 2 seasons I breezed right through. There was not that many episodes. I'm not gonna tell you guys how many, because I'll be spoiling how long it actually is. But that being said, let's get to my review part. Alright, so what do I think about this? Is it great? Is it good? Is it bad? Before I actually do get into details, there is one other thing that I wanted to say. I have tried to watch this show 2 other times. The first time was actually when it first started. Oh yes. And when the 3rd season came out, I just couldn't get into it anymore. I couldn't at the time. Couple years go by. I was like, okay, well, let's give this another go. And I was able to get through the first 2 seasons, no problem. The 3rd season, still could not get to the end. But I was at least able to get into it up to the middle point of it. And at that point, I'm like, is it me? Or is this show just no longer good anymore in the 3rd season? So, this time around, I was able to make it all the way through. And actually, you know what? I can actually verify my tastes have grown. Because I had no problems getting through season 3, season 4, season 5, and I'm going to talk about the rest in a little bit. So, how to split this up. I'm not going to do The Walking Dead Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. No, it's all going to be in this video. I'm just trying to figure out how should I do this. Yeah, let's do it that way. Okay, so the first 3 seasons, the plot. Well, before I get to the plot, the story, let's talk about everything else. I think the acting for the most part was great. At times, it kind of declined a little bit for me, and it was very good. Nothing special, but it was very good. It sometimes declined, but for the most part, for the majority of this show, I think the acting was great. It was awesome. No complaints. I think Andrew Lincoln did such a great job. Certain actors came out as it went along. I'm not gonna say who, but I was kind of getting annoyed at a certain point, at a certain time, which I will get to in a little bit. Graphics for its time and type, all the way through, I think the graphics also kind of declined as the seasons went along. I think the first 5 or 6 seasons, the graphics were great, and afterwards, yeah, the graphics kind of declined for me. It declined. It normally does as it goes on, as a TV show goes on. Mm. Oh wait, so let's. Oh yeah, it's a horror show. Is there a skill factor? For me personally, no. No, there isn't. But just because it doesn't have a skill factor doesn't mean it's not horror. It can still be horror. It can still be kind of like horrific, if you will. And if you know exactly what the show is about, yet no, it is kind of horrific. But nothing. Even my first time watching this, it didn't scare me, but it surprised me. It's like, oh wow, they could do a TV show like this. Wow, and get away with it. Awesome. But yeah. Okay, so moving on to the story. Okay, so here is where I'm gonna split things up. 11 seasons. I'm gonna split things up by each 3 seasons. Kind of. So, I'm gonna say the first 3 seasons was probably the best. The absolute best. I think the plot in the first one was great. The plot in the second season was great. And the third season, the plot was great. It was awesome. All of them had top-notch plots. Awesome. The way that it was written, the first season was awesome. The way that it was written, I think they did a very good job with that. The second, same, I think it was very good. Third kind of declined a little bit. Declined ever so slightly for me. Because there was one episode that I did not care for in the third season. But truth be told, I actually, for the rest of the season, I thought was actually written very good. And I absolutely love the first 3 seasons overall. Moving on. I'm trying to remember which seasons were what. Seasons 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, it was that storyline. Okay, so, yeah. I would have to say those 3 seasons were not as good. I think the plot overall was still actually good or very good, but the way that it was written, nah. I would have to say it was written pretty good. Could have been better, but yeah. Season 7. was a major decline for me personally. But that being said, it's not to say that I did not like it. I think it could have been so much better. I do think it was very good nonetheless, though. Kind of like the 4, 5, and 6, but it was just not as good as 4, 5, and 6. And then this is where it becomes difficult to do. And this is the reason why I had to have 7 as a standalone. 8, 9, seasons 8, 9, 10, and 11 did nothing for me. It was nothing special. Did I like it? Yes. It was alright. But that being said, it did nothing for me. I think the plots overall for those seasons, considering it was going on for that long, the plots were good or very good, but it just no. Because to me personally, the writing aspect of it went down. It went down. And this is what can happen when a series goes on forever. This can happen. And some TV shows, it doesn't. But to me personally, this TV show, yeah, I'm sorry for those that like the later seasons. To me personally, the one aspect went down. It went down. And like I said, it did nothing for me. Nothing. Not to say I hated it. I just liked it. Something to pass the time at that point. Yeah. So, that being said, I've talked about everything. IMDb with all the users combined gives this movie at 8.1 out of 10. What do I think? Well, my thoughts. I actually very much enjoyed this TV show. And if I had to base it off of the original seasons, I would give it a very high rating. I would give it a 9. But that being said, like I said, this show, as it went on, it kind of dragged, if you will. And I'm sorry, because of the later seasons, I would have to give this a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. I think it's a very good show. That being said, if you're someone that absolutely loves the last seasons of this show, that's great. That's awesome. I'm glad there's people out there that love that, because I do not. Anyhow, everyone, if you love this TV show or did not love this TV show, you can let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think, what your thoughts are. I always love your comments, whether you love the TV show or hate it. You can like this video if you like this review, and you can subscribe to my channel if you love my content. So thank you all for taking time to watch, and join me next time for another TV show or movie review I tend to do soon. I am out.